You're tuned in to Dead Signal Stories, brought to you by Signal Weaver. Every Halloween, people wear masks to become someone else for one night, but in the town of Black Hollow, the masks never come off. Rain hit the windows of the bus like fingertips tapping to be let inside. October 31st, 1987. A journalist named Evelyn Cross stepped off into the town wrapped in fog and dead leaves. Black Hollow looked abandoned at first glance. Empty streets, dark windows, no cars. But the town wasn't empty, it was waiting. Evelyn came because of a rumor whispered through roadside diners and late-night radio stations. On Halloween night, the townspeople become their costumes. Most people laughed it off, others refused to say the town's name at all, and one man at the gas station grabbed Evelyn's wrist before she left and said, "If they invite you to the festival, do not wear a mask." Black Hollow came alive after sunset. Lanterns hung from trees like glowing eyes. Children marched to the streets in homemade costumes. Rabbits, crows, scarecrows, wolves. But something felt wrong. Nobody spoke above a whisper. The costumes looked too realistic. A little girl in a deer mask stared directly at Evelyn as she passed, then blinked sideways like an animal. At the center of the town stood a giant wooden stage. A faded sign above it read, "The Harvest Return Festival." An old woman approached Evelyn holding a porcelain fox mask. "Every guest must wear one before midnight," she said. Evelyn forced a smile. "I'm just here to observe." The woman's smile slowly disappeared. No one observes Halloween here. Chapter 2, The First Change. At 11:47 p.m., the church bells rang. Everyone in town stopped moving. The children froze mid-step. Conversations died instantly. When the bells rang again, one by one, the townspeople put on their masks. The atmosphere changed like oxygen had been drained from the streets. The man wearing clothes masks suddenly jerked backwards. Bones cracked beneath his clothes. Black feathers pushed through his skin. The child, just as a rabbit, began screaming as her fingers fused together in twisted paws. People fell to the ground convulsing. Others stood perfectly still while their costumes slowly became flesh. Real antlers, real claws, real stitched smiles. Evelyn ran, but everywhere she turned, the town was transforming. The scarecrows were going straw from their mouths. The wolves moved on all fours, and the people wearing dolls' masks. Their faces became smooth porcelain. Chapter 3, The Origin. Evelyn escaped into the town library. Inside she found photographs dating back over 100 years. Every Halloween festival looked identical. Same masks, same costumes, same faces. Then she found the journal. October 31st, 1893. The town had once suffered a brutal winter famine. Crops failed, livestock died, families starved in their homes. So the townspeople turned to something ancient buried beneath the forest, a spirit called the Hollow King, a creature said to wear the shape people feared most. The town made a bargain. One night every year we become part of the harvest, and Black Hollow survives. The masks weren't costumes, they were offerings, and every year the transformations became more permanent. That's why no one ever left town. By November, they no longer could. Chapter 4, Midnight. Outside the library, screams echoed through the streets. Evelyn peeked through the window. The town had become a nightmare parade. Towering rabbit creatures dragged bodies into the woods. Children with stitched doll faces stood motionless in circles. A woman wearing a smiling sun mask with grown eyes across her arms, and at the center of town stood something impossibly tall. The Hollow King. Its body was made from dozens of masks melted together, antlers twisted from its skull like dead trees. Every voice in the town spoke through it at once, and then it looked directly at Evelyn, even from blocks away. It knew her name. Chapter 5 The Final Rule. Evelyn tried to live town. Every road led back to the festival. Every forest path circled inward. Black Hollow had become a maze. Then she noticed something horrifying. Her skin. Gray patches spread across her hands. Porcelain cracks crawled up her wrists. She remembered the old woman touching her face earlier. The curse had already begun. A small boy wearing a pumpkin mask appeared beside her in the hall. "I tried to leave too," he whispered. "How long have you been here?" The boy tilted his head. "Since 1952. Final chapter, the next Halloween. The next morning, the town looked normal again. Quiet streets, empty sidewalks, no monsters, no festival. Evelyn stumbled onto the highway, traumatized but alive. Police searched Black Hollow days later. They found nothing. No town, no buildings, no people, just forest. But 1 year later, another festival poster appeared on the telephone pole 2 states away. Handwritten across the bottom, "New faces welcome." And if you look closely at the old photographs from Black Hollow, you can still see Evelyn standing amongst the townspeople wearing a porcelain fox mask, smiling. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more cursed towns, forgotten creatures, and horror legends lurking in the dark corners of the internet. And also, check out my Etsy, link in description below.